Listen to me carefully, because what I'm about to tell you will either change everything or nothing at all. It depends entirely on whether you're ready to face the truth about who you really are beneath all the lies you've been telling yourself. Right now, as you read these words, there's a fire burning inside you. You feel it, don't you? That restless energy that courses through your veins in quiet moments, that quiet desperation that grips your chest when you think no one is watching, that voice that whispers at 3 a.m. when the world is silent and you're alone with your thoughts. It tells you that you're living someone else's life, that you're capable of so much more, that you're slowly dying inside while pretending everything is fine. That voice is your soul screaming for freedom. It's been trying to reach you through the noise of daily life, through the chorus of other people's opinions, through the static of social expectations that never seem to quiet down. Your soul has been sending you signals, maybe through that sudden urge to change careers that hits you during your commute, that business idea that keeps you awake with excitement and possibility, or that creative project that makes your heart sing with a joy you'd almost forgotten existed. But what did you do with those signals? You probably rationalized them away, told yourself to be practical, to think about your responsibilities, your obligations, your safe little life. You let the voices of doubt drown out the voice of truth. You dismissed your deepest desires as foolish fantasies, as unrealistic dreams that people like you don't get to chase. The weight of unfulfilled dreams. I want you to think about something painful, something that might make your chest tighten and your eyes water. Think about that dream you had when you were younger, before the world told you to be realistic, before people convinced you to play it safe, before you learned to silence your own ambitions with the cruelest words of all, "That's impossible for someone like me." What was it? What made your heart race with possibility? What made you believe, even for a moment, that you could be extraordinary? Maybe you wanted to be a writer, crafting stories that would move hearts and change minds, creating worlds with nothing but words and imagination. Maybe you dreamed of starting your own business, creating something from nothing, building an empire that would provide not just for you but for everyone you love. Maybe you wanted to travel the world, experiencing cultures and adventures that would expand your soul and give you stories worth telling. Maybe you wanted to be an artist, painting your emotions onto canvas, or a teacher who would inspire the next generation, or a leader who would make a real difference in this broken world. Now look at where you are today. Really look. How far have you drifted from that vision? How many compromises have you made along the way? How many times have you said, maybe next year, until next year became next decade, and next decade became never? I'll tell you what happened. Life happened. Not the big, dramatic kind that makes for good movies, the small, daily kind that erodes dreams one grain of sand at a time. The kind that whispers, just this once, choose security over passion. The kind that promises, you can always pursue your dreams later, when you're more stable, when you have more money, when the timing is perfect. The kind that convinces you that being responsible means burying your dreams alive. But later never comes, does it? Later is always pushed further down the road by the demands of today, by the bills that need paying, by the expectations that need meeting, by the comfortable routines that become comfortable prisons. Every night when you lay your head on your pillow, that unfulfilled dream haunts you like a ghost that won't rest. It whispers what could have been, what should have been, what still could be if only you had the courage to reach for it with both hands and refuse to let go. In those quiet moments between wake and sleep, when your defenses are down and your heart speaks louder than your head, you feel that ache of unrealized potential, that grief for the life not lived, that sorrow for the person you never became. You know what the most tragic thing is? It's not that you failed, failure would mean you tried. It's that you never truly tried. You let fear masquerade as wisdom. You let doubt disguise itself as practicality. You let other people's limitations become your own, as if their inability to dream big somehow determined what was possible for you. But here's the truth they don't want you to know, the truth that would shatter their small world if everyone understood it: your dreams weren't given to you to torment you. They were given to you to guide you. They are your soul's GPS, pointing you toward your true north, showing you the way to your most authentic, most fulfilling life. The prison you built for yourself. You want to know what's really keeping you trapped? It's not your circumstances, your background, or your bank account. It's not your education, your age, or your connections. It's not even your past mistakes or current obligations. It's the story you keep telling yourself about why you can't have what you want, the narrative you've crafted that makes your limitations seem not just real, but permanent. I'm not smart enough. But Einstein was called stupid by his teachers and didn't speak until he was 4 years old. Intelligence isn't fixed, it's developed through curiosity and persistence. I'm too old. But Colonel Sanders was 62 when he started KFC. He was broke, living on Social Security, and was rejected 1,009 times before someone said yes to his recipe. Age is not a barrier, it's accumulated wisdom waiting to be applied. I don't have connections. But Oprah grew up in poverty with no network and became one of the most influential people in the world. Connections aren't inherited, they're built one authentic relationship at a time. I'm not lucky. But luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. It's what people call it when they see the result but not the process, the triumph but not the years of struggle, the breakthrough but not the countless hours of preparation. I don't have enough money. But some of the world's greatest fortunes were built by people who started with nothing but an idea and an unshakable belief in themselves. Money follows value, create enough value, and money will find you. Every excuse you've ever made is a brick in the prison you've built around your potential. You are both the architect of your limitations and hold the key to your freedom. The bars are made of words like impossible and unrealistic. The walls are built from phrases like people like me don't and I could never. The locks are forged from beliefs like I'm not worthy and I don't deserve success. But you built this prison, which means you can tear it down. You created these limitations, which means you can transcend them. You hold the key, which means you can walk out anytime you choose. The most heartbreaking thing I see is people who have convinced themselves that mediocrity is noble, that settling is mature, that giving up on their dreams is somehow realistic. They've made peace with a life that slowly kills their spirit, and they call it wisdom. They've traded their birthright of infinite potential for the false comfort of familiar struggle. But deep down, you know better. Deep down, past all the conditioning and fear and doubt, you know you're capable of extraordinary things. The question isn't whether you can do it, the question is whether you're brave enough to bet everything on that knowing. Your mother's tears, your father's dreams. Let me tell you something that will break your heart and hopefully rebuild it stronger than before. Your mother didn't sacrifice her youth, her body, her dreams just so you could live a life of quiet desperation. When she held you for the first time, her hands shaking with the miracle of creation, she didn't see someone who would settle for less. She saw infinite possibility wrapped in human form. She saw you conquering worlds, changing lives, making a difference that would ripple through generations. Every sleepless night she spent caring for you, every meal she skipped to make sure you had enough, every dream she deferred to invest in yours, it was all because she believed in your potential before you even knew you had any. Your father didn't work jobs he hated, didn't miss family dinners, didn't postpone his own happiness just so you could grow up to be average. Every callus on his hands tells the story of his faith in your future. Every tired sigh after a long day was an investment in your greatness. Every sacrifice he made, every opportunity he passed up, every dream he put on hold was because he believed you would accomplish what he couldn't. They believed in you before you could even walk, before you could even speak. They saw your potential when you were nothing but pure possibility, unlimited by doubt or fear or the cruel voice of limitation. Think about the conversations they never had because they were working to support your future. Think about the vacations they never took because they were saving for your education. Think about the dreams they deferred because your dreams mattered more. And now they're watching from the sidelines as you waste the gift they gave you, the gift of choice, the gift of opportunity, the gift of their unwavering belief. They watch as you make excuses, as you play small, as you choose comfort over courage. Don't you think their sacrifice deserves more than your excuses? Don't you think their love deserves more than your self-imposed limitations? Don't you think they deserve to see their child become everything they always knew you could be? Imagine for a moment, imagine calling your mother and telling her she never has to worry about money again, that all her sacrifices paid off beyond her wildest dreams. Imagine the look in your father's eyes when he realizes his years of hard work weren't in vain, that his child became everything he hoped and more. Imagine giving them back everything they gave you, multiplied 1,000-fold. This isn't about guilt. This is about honoring the love that made you possible, the faith that gave you wings before you knew how to fly. The moment everything changes. There comes a moment in every person's life when they must choose between the person they've been and the person they could become. For most people, this moment comes and goes unnoticed, like a whisper in a hurricane. They're too busy, too tired, too afraid to recognize it for what it is, their chance at transformation, their opportunity to step into their true power. But you're different. You're reading these words, which means your moment is now. Right now. Not tomorrow when you feel more prepared, not next week when you have a better plan, not when conditions are perfect and the path is clear. Now, in this very moment, with all your imperfections and doubts and fears. This is the moment when you stop being a victim of your circumstances and start being the author of your destiny. This is when you stop asking, "Why me?" and start declaring, "Try me." This is when you stop making excuses and start making history. This is when you transform from someone who dreams about change to someone who creates it. But here's the thing that most people don't understand: this moment requires everything from you. It requires you to burn the bridges to your old self, to abandon the familiar prison of your comfort zone, to risk everything you are for everything you could become. It demands that you shed your old skin like a snake, that you die to who you've been so you can be born into who you're meant to be. Most people aren't willing to pay that price. They want transformation without discomfort, growth without struggle, the butterfly without the cocoon. They want to change their life while keeping everything exactly the same. But transformation doesn't work that way. Metamorphosis requires complete surrender to the process. Are you willing to pay that price? Are you ready to let go of who you've been to become who you're meant to be? Are you prepared to step into the unknown, to risk everything familiar for something extraordinary? The fire that burns within. Inside you right now is a fire that's been dimmed but never extinguished. It's been dampened by disappointment, dimmed by doubt, nearly smothered by the wet blanket of other people's limitations. But it's still there, waiting for you to stop throwing water on it and start feeding it with the fuel it craves: purpose, passion, and the courage to be who you really are. This fire is not just desire, it's your life force, your creative power, your divine spark. It's what makes you uniquely you in a world of billions. It's the source of every great idea you've ever had, every moment of inspiration that's made your heart skip a beat, every vision of possibility that's made you feel alive. For too long, you've been trying to contain this fire, to manage it, to make it convenient and comfortable. You've been told it's dangerous, that it will burn you, that it will destroy everything you've worked for. But that fire isn't meant to be contained, it's meant to consume everything that's keeping you small. You feel it, don't you? Even now, as you read these words, you feel that fire stirring in your chest like a dragon awakening from sleep. Your heart is beating faster. Your hands might even be trembling slightly. That's not anxiety, that's excitement. That's your soul recognizing truth when it hears it, responding to the call of its own power. That fire has been trying to burn away your excuses, your fears, your limiting beliefs. It's been trying to light the way to who you really are beneath all the roles you play, all the masks you wear, all the compromises you've made. You've been searching for that fire in other people's approval, in material possessions, in external achievements. But the fire you've been seeking outside has been burning inside you all along. Stop running from that fire. Stop trying to manage it or control it or make it fit into your neat little life. Embrace it. Let it burn. Let it consume everything that isn't truly you until all that remains is your authentic self, standing in your full power, radiating the light you were born to shine. The price of playing small. You think playing small protects you, but it's actually destroying you from the inside out. Every time you choose comfort over growth, a part of your soul dies. Every time you silence your dreams to keep the peace, you betray the very essence of who you are. Every time you settle for less than you deserve, you teach the universe that you're not serious about your own life. Playing small doesn't just hurt you, it hurts everyone around you. When you dim your light, you give others permission to dim theirs. When you play it safe, you model fear instead of courage. When you choose security over significance, you rob the world of whatever gift you were meant to bring. The pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. You can handle the temporary discomfort of growth, the short-term struggle of pursuing your dreams. But can you handle a lifetime of wondering, what if? Can you live with the knowledge that you had greatness within you but chose safety instead? Look around you at the people who played it safe, who chose security over possibility, who prioritized comfort over purpose. Do they look fulfilled to you? Do they radiate joy and aliveness? Or do you see the quiet desperation in their eyes, the resignation in their posture, the slow death of their spirits happening in real time? You see it, don't you? That subtle sadness that comes from dreams deferred, that quiet regret that comes from chances not taken, that empty feeling that comes from a life half-lived. They've traded their birthright of infinite potential for temporary comfort, their destiny for false security. That's not wisdom, that's tragedy. And it doesn't have to be your story. You still have time to write a different ending, to choose courage over comfort, to bet on your dreams instead of your fears. The truth about fear. Let me tell you something about fear that no one else will tell you, something that will change how you see every obstacle in your path. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is your compass. It points directly toward what you most need to do, toward the very thing that will transform your life. The things that scare you most are the things that will liberate you most. The risks you're most afraid to take are the ones that will set you free. The dreams that terrify you with their impossibility are the ones that will fulfill you beyond your wildest imagination. Fear isn't telling you to stop, it's telling you to prepare. It's not saying you can't, it's asking if you will. It's not a wall designed to keep you out, it's a doorway that only opens from the inside, with the key of courage. Every person who has ever achieved anything meaningful has felt the exact same fear you're feeling right now. The difference is they used that fear as fuel instead of using it as an excuse. They understood that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's feeling the fear and acting anyway. It's acknowledging the fear, thanking it for trying to protect you, and then doing what needs to be done despite its protests. Your fear is actually proof that what you want matters to you. If it didn't matter, if it wasn't important to your soul's growth, you wouldn't be afraid. Fear is your psyche's way of saying, this is big. This matters. This could change everything. Honor that fear, acknowledge it, but don't let it drive the car of your life. You are not your fear, you are the one who experiences fear and chooses what to do with it. The power of your word. Your word is the most powerful creative tool you possess, and you've been using it against yourself for years. Every time you say, I can't, you create that reality in the quantum field of possibility. Every time you say, I'm not good enough, you program that limitation into your subconscious mind. Every time you say, maybe someday, you push that someday further into the distance until it disappears entirely. Your subconscious mind is like the most sophisticated computer ever created, but it doesn't know the difference between reality and the stories you tell it. It simply accepts whatever you repeat most often as truth and then works tirelessly to make that truth your reality. So if you keep saying you're not capable of success, your subconscious will make sure you're right by creating circumstances that confirm that belief. But what if you started using your word as a tool of creation instead of destruction? What if every morning you looked in the mirror and declared with absolute conviction, I am becoming unstoppable. I am worthy of extraordinary success. I am exactly where I need to be to create the life I desire. I am powerful beyond measure. Your word has the power to curse or to bless, to limit or to liberate, to imprison or to free. It can create worlds or destroy them. Choose your words carefully, because your life is listening to every single one of them and responding accordingly. Start speaking to yourself the way you would speak to someone you love unconditionally. Start declaring what you want instead of describing what you don't want. Start affirming your power instead of confirming your limitations. The alchemy of adversity. Here's something beautiful that most people miss in their rush to avoid pain and struggle. Your greatest strengths are forged in the fire of your greatest struggles. Every obstacle you've faced, every failure you've endured, every heartbreak you've survived, Every moment when you wanted to give up but didn't, all of it has been preparing you for this moment of awakening. You think your struggles make you weak, but they've actually made you a warrior. You think your failures disqualify you from success, but they've actually educated you in ways that no classroom ever could. You think your pain makes you broken, but it's actually made you compassionate, wise, and unbreakably strong. The very things you've been ashamed of, the very experiences you've tried to hide from the world, the very struggles you thought made you less than others, these are your superpowers waiting to be claimed. They are the source of your unique strength, your special wisdom, your particular ability to help others who are walking the same dark path you once walked. Your mess is your message. Your test is your testimony. Your pain is your purpose waiting to be discovered and shared with a world that desperately needs to hear that survival is possible, that transformation is real, that redemption is always available. Stop running from your story and start owning it. Stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances and start recognizing yourself as a survivor, a warrior, a person who has been through hell and emerged not just intact, but stronger, wiser, and more compassionate than before. The hunger that drives champions. I want to talk to you about hunger, not the kind that food satisfies, but the kind that only achievement can feed. It's the hunger for significance, for contribution, for becoming everything you're capable of becoming. It's the hunger that drives champions, that fuels greatness, that transforms ordinary people into extraordinary forces of nature. Most people have lost this hunger somewhere along the way. They've settled into comfortable routines, predictable patterns, safe choices that require nothing of them. They've traded their dreams for security, their passion for paychecks, their aliveness for approval. They've become comfortable with being uncomfortable, satisfied with being unsatisfied. But you're different. I can tell because you're still here, still reading, still listening to that voice inside that refuses to be silenced no matter how many times you've tried to quiet it. That voice is your hunger speaking, and it will not be denied forever. That restless feeling you've been trying to ignore. That's not anxiety, that's ambition. That dissatisfaction you've been trying to numb with distractions and busy work. That's not depression, that's your soul demanding more. That frustration you've been trying to manage with positive thinking. That's not a problem to be solved, that's potential seeking expression. Feed that hunger. Don't starve it with distractions, don't sedate it with comfort, don't silence it with excuses. Feed it with action, with growth, with the relentless pursuit of your highest self. Let it grow until it becomes so powerful that it consumes every excuse, every limitation, every reason why you can't have what you want. The mirror of truth. I want you to look in the mirror, not at your reflection, but into your eyes. Look deep, past the surface, past the masks you wear for the world. What do you see? Do you see someone who's truly alive, or someone who's just going through the motions? Do you see fire and passion and purpose, or do you see resignation and quiet desperation? Your eyes don't lie. They can't. They reflect the state of your soul, the condition of your dreams, the temperature of your passion. They show whether you're living or just existing, whether you're growing or dying, whether you're becoming who you're meant to be or slowly forgetting who you are. If you see emptiness, don't despair, see opportunity. If you see tiredness, don't surrender, see the need for purpose that will energize you beyond anything you've ever experienced. If you see fear, don't retreat, see courage waiting to be born, strength waiting to be claimed. Now I want you to do something that might be painful but is absolutely necessary. I want you to imagine looking into those same eyes 5 years from now if nothing changes, if you continue on the same path you're on right now. What do you see? More of the same resignation. Deeper regret. The slow death of hope. The complete extinguishing of that fire that once burned so bright. Now imagine looking into those same eyes 5 years from now if everything changes starting today, if you finally decide to bet on yourself, to chase your dreams, to become who you're meant to be. What do you see? Fire? Purpose? Joy? The deep satisfaction of someone who took the risk, made the leap, and discovered that they could fly after all. Which person do you want to meet in the mirror 5 years from now? The choice is yours, and you're making it right now with every decision, every action, every moment you choose growth over comfort. The legacy you're already writing. Every day you live, you're writing your legacy. Not the legacy you'll leave when you're gone, but the legacy you're living right now. Every choice you make, every action you take, every word you speak is a sentence in the story of your life, a brushstroke on the canvas of your existence. What story are you telling? Is it a story of courage or cowardice? Of growth or stagnation? Of dreams pursued or dreams abandoned? Is it a story worth reading, worth remembering, worth passing on to the next generation? Your children, whether they exist now or in the future, will inherit more than your possessions, they'll inherit your example. What example are you setting? Are you showing them that dreams come true for people who pursue them with relentless determination, or that life is something that happens to you rather than something you create? Are you teaching them that obstacles are opportunities in disguise, or that challenges are reasons to give up? Are you modeling the truth that you can become anything you're willing to work for, or the lie that some people are just destined for greatness while others aren't? Your legacy isn't what people will say about you when you're gone, it's how you're living right now. It's the person you're becoming every day, the choices you're making every moment, the example you're setting with your very existence. And right now, in this moment, you have the power to change that story completely. You can decide that today is the day your real story begins, the day you stop being a victim of circumstances and become the hero of your own journey. The transformation begins. Transformation isn't an event that happens to you, it's a decision you make followed by consistent action. It's not about becoming someone new, it's about remembering who you've always been beneath all the conditioning, all the limitations, all the lies you've been told about what's possible for someone like you. The caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly by trying to be a better caterpillar, by going to caterpillar improvement seminars or reading 7 Habits of Highly Effective Caterpillars. It has to completely dissolve, completely surrender its old form, completely trust the mysterious process of becoming something entirely different. You're in the cocoon right now. You're in that dark, uncomfortable space between who you've been and who you're becoming. It's uncertain, it's scary, it feels like death because in a way, it's the death of your old self, your limiting beliefs, your small dreams. But this is also where miracles happen. This is where ordinary becomes extraordinary. This is where dreams become reality. This is where the impossible becomes inevitable. Don't try to rush the process. Don't try to control the outcome. Just trust that you're exactly where you need to be, experiencing exactly what you need to experience, to become exactly who you're meant to become. Trust the process even when you can't see the result. The power of now. This moment, right now, as you read these very words, is the most powerful moment you'll ever have. Not because of what's happening around you, but because of what you can decide about what happens next. This moment contains infinite possibility, unlimited potential, the power to change everything. You can decide to close this and go back to your comfortable prison of familiar struggles. You can decide to make a mental list of all the reasons why this isn't the right time, why you're not ready, why you need to wait for better circumstances, more money, more knowledge, more courage. Or you can decide that this is it. This is your moment. This is when everything changes. This is when you stop being the person who has dreams and become the person who makes dreams reality. This is when you transform from someone who hopes for a better life to someone who creates one. The power to transform your entire life, to rewrite your story, to become who you're meant to be exists in this single moment of decision. Not the decision to try harder or think more positively or make better plans tomorrow. The decision to become who you really are, to live like you really mean it, to stop playing small in a universe that's infinite. What will you decide? Who will you become? What story will you write with the rest of your precious, irreplaceable life? The universe is holding its breath, waiting for your answer. Every star in the sky, every force of creation is aligned and ready to support you the moment you decide to support yourself. Your soul is on fire, waiting for you to stop putting water on it and start letting it burn bright enough to light up the world. Your dreams are knocking at the door of your heart, waiting for you to finally let them in, to give them form, to bring them into reality through your courage and determination. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your chance to become everything you've always known you could be, everything your parents saw when they first held you, everything your soul has been calling you to become. The question isn't whether you can do it, you already know you can. The question is whether you will. The question is whether you're ready to bet everything on the truth of who you really are. Your extraordinary life is waiting for your decision. Make it now.